December's going to be gone before we know it, and January's going to hit, and all these New Year's resolutions are going to come out, and we're all going to be ready for either the gym memberships or some new routine and a lifestyle change, and trying to adapt something new into our lives. And that's a wonderful thing to have first of the year, that new resolution, that new idea, that new something or other that you're going to do. I think that's wonderful. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to start doing, like, you know what I mean, the lifestyle changes like we're doing. You're going to start drinking the tea. You're going to start exercising. Are you hitting the gym? Are you all of a sudden doing a whole new diet? You know, we're going to start talking about carbs and start talking about protein. What are you going to do? That's what I'm asking you. And that's what I'm looking for in my comments today. What are you guys doing first of the year? Do you even know yet? Have you thought about it? Have you started thinking about it? Are your first of the year goals going to be health related? Are they going to be more towards business? You got other things going on, I understand. But for those of us who need a lifestyle change, who need a health change, you know, what are your New Year's resolutions going to be? What are you choosing this year, guys? I'm real curious. I want to know. I want to know if I can be of any help to you with that, because that's what I've been talking about in my group lately is, hey, you guys, New Year's is coming right around the corner. We're going to get busy with Christmas. We're going to get busy with all of these holiday parties and getting the gifts for the kids and getting everything wrapped and getting everything out there. And this will be a big time-consuming thing for you. Start thinking about it now. What are you going to get into your life first of the year? What are the changes you're going to make? What is the new you that you're going to want to incorporate into your life? And once you start thinking about what that's going to be, you got to start opening up the door to visualizing that new mindset and figuring out exactly what that's going to look like. You know, if it's something you're going to be working on your health and wellness, and maybe you're wanting to go from a size 12, right, down to a size 8. Okay, start visualizing what that looks like. Physically, what you look like. Tawana, so good to see you. Physically, what will you look like at a different size? Physically, what are you eating? What are you doing different? How is your day different? Are you getting more sleep? Are you drinking more water? Are you eating different foods? And you start acclimating yourself to what these changes are going to be. You start visualizing in your mind, what is going to be different for me? And then you'll be shocked at how quickly your body, your mind, everything starts coming into place where you start making changes in your life. Now, I know you guys. Christmas time, holiday time, the cookies and the treats and the sweets and all that junk. I know it's hard. I know it's hard for a lot of people. I know some people just can't seem to avoid it, and I get it. If you have the beautiful balanced fiber at home, you guys use it to your best of your ability. Try to keep as much junk out of your life as you can so that you don't feel inflamed and swollen and bloated and constipated and all that going into first of the year. But if you're someone who hasn't really started on a life journey yet, if you're someone who hasn't made lifestyle changes yet, if you're someone who's still struggling with the snacking, still struggling with the carb addiction and the sugar addiction and all that stuff, it's your time to start being vigilant and paying attention to what you're putting in your mouth, what you're putting in your body, and what happens when you do. Honestly, pay attention. If starting on a lifestyle journey, if starting on a health journey doesn't seem like it's for you, if it seems too hard, if it seems too difficult, if it seems like something you don't need, don't sure if you need, you know, you're healthy-ish, you're not on a bunch of meds, and so you're thinking, okay, I'm a little overweight, no big deal. I want you to start paying attention to what you eat and how you feel when you eat it. When you eat the big old burger and the fries and the soda, you know, are you feeling energized and happy and good and on the go? Are you feeling optimistic and moving and motivated? Are you feeling great for the next 8 to 10 hours as your body is living off of that food source? Or are you lethargic and tired and 2 hours later you're craving food, more junk food again? And you're craving sugar especially, right? Because you ate a bunch of carbs and all of a sudden that gut microbiomes and triggered into wanting more carbs and more sugar and more junk. Are you constipated? Are you bloated? You know, are you moody? Do you feel hangry? You know, that's a phrase we use where you're just agitated because you're hungry all the time. Start paying attention to what it is your lifestyle is right now, to what it is that is frustrating you, to all the issues going on, to see if maybe changing your food is what you need to do. Changing how you're eating, what you're eating, how often you're eating. Are you slamming the ultra-processed foods? Is everything you eat come in a bag, right? in a bag or a container. When you look on the back of the box, there's 7 million ingredients. Start paying attention to what you're putting in your body and how you feel when you do. When you drink those stinking lattes all the time with the 60 grams of sugar, 2 hours later, are you craving sugar again? Start paying attention, because I guarantee you are. You're setting yourself up for this carb and sugar addiction that just keeps going over and over and over again. And if you start paying attention and seeing where you are, you can realize the changes that you need to make and where you want to be. Because like I said, first of the year is coming, you guys. We're going to start wanting to make some changes. What are your New Year's resolutions? Our autoimmune disease numbers are through the roof. Diabetes, through the roof. Inflammatory diseases, through the roof. Leaky gut, through the roof. All of these diseases and chronic disease states just keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I'm sure you've noticed. The number of medications on the market for pain, for inflammation, for autoimmune just keep going up and up and up and up. Like, we just keep getting more and more medications for more and more problems. There's a root cause of every single problem. When we work on the root cause, we actually disable the disease at the root, right? At the root. So, if you have a poisonous tree growing in your yard that's infecting, right, all of the plants, right? What do? Cut a couple limbs off so it stops growing, or do you pull it out at the root and remove it? You remove it. All of it. All of it. Completely and absolutely. To get your yard healthy again, you would remove the tree, all of it, from the roots up, right? You wouldn't just cut off a couple branches and stunt its growth. You would remove it at the root. When we talk about your lifestyle, when we talk about health and wellness, if you want to get healthy, you can't throw a million different pills and injections and junk that just make you more tired or more lethargic and just hide the symptoms that you're having. You have to remove the problem at the root. You have to figure out the source, and you have to change it. I'm telling you guys, the inflammation in our lives, right? The insulin resistance, the 93% of Americans that are overweight with diseases, our bodies aren't working the way they should. You guys, this comes from a root problem. Or it's a root problem. We have to fix what we're eating, how we're eating it, how often we're eating it. Thank you, Marcus. That is what we have to fix. We can't eat from the minute we get up in the morning to the minute we go to bed at night and expect to be healthy, guys. You cannot just eat, eat, eat. Your body is a beautiful, wonderful machine. It is made to eat a meal and live off of that meal for hours. Sabaksu, thank you. You said yes. In August, Hubbing, you were down 82 pounds. That's awesome. That's great. Thank you so much for joining us and putting that comment on there. That's great. 82 pounds. That's a lot of weight, you guys. Congrats. Good job. That's amazing. That's what this is about, you guys. And you know what they're doing? Do you know what they're doing? They're literally pushing back the first meal of the day, drinking a beautiful yerba mate tea first thing in the morning and at lunch, right? Adding the beautiful fiber that we have, that biocomplex of fiber before the carb-dense meals, making their meals smaller and less often. So what happens when your body's not eating as much and as often? You lean out. Thank you so much, Jenny. We start fixing the gut microbiome. We start craving healthier foods. All of a sudden, these people who come on here chit-chatting with you today, they're noticing their gut is better. They're not bloated all the time. They're not constipated all the time. They're not tired all the time. They have energy. They're moving. They're able to have a better moving metabolism because their body can easily decide when they need to eat. Instead of constantly being in this cycle of I'm hungry, I'm snacking, I'm hungry. Thank you so much, Marcus. I need to snack. I need to eat. I need to eat. I'm ravenous, right? I'm feeding my emotions. I'm feeding down cravings. And all the time. If you're feeling that way, thank you so much. If you are feeling that way, you're doing it all wrong. All wrong. I have people in my team that go 24, 48, 72 hours, right? Just drinking tea and a little bit of bone broth. tiny bit of protein, some good amino acids and some antioxidants, and do phenomenal. They're killing it. They're moving, they're exercising, they're going through their workday, and they feel great. Your body should be able to do that. You have reserves of energy here in the liver, in the subcutaneous FAT, right? In the visceral area. You have extra storage in your muscle. You have extra storage in your abdomen for sure. And that is energy that you can use throughout your day, each and every day. If you're not tapping into that resource, you're just adding to that resource. You're adding to that storage system. And I hope you understand that. By eating too much and eating too often and eating the ultra processed food and constantly having the cake and the cookies and the candies and the junk and the Starbies and the Dunkin' and the garbage, guys, carbs and sugar, carbs and sugar, carbs and sugar all day long. You're in storage mode, you're in storage mode, you're in storage mode, and guess what happens over time? Your storage mode turns into obesity. Your storage mode turns into high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol. Your storage mode turns into a bogged down liver, fatty liver disease. Your storage mode turns into kidney dysfunction. Your liver and your kidneys are needed to detox, to filter, to get the junk out of your system. Because guess what? We're always going to get junk in our system. We're always going to get toxins out of the air, out of the environment, out of the lotions and the junk food, the makeup we put on our face. There's always going to be toxins. Always. We're not getting rid of all of it, no matter how clean we are in eating and what we put on our bodies. Thank you, Trisha. We're always going to have some toxins. And those bog down our liver and bog down our kidneys. But you know what really pushes our body over the edge? That ultra processed garbage food. It's the Starbucks, guys. It's the Oreos, it's the Doritos, it's the constant cookies, it's the junk, it's all the chemicals, extra junk that our body doesn't need. It slows everything down, and it's the excess sugar causing so much inflammation and so much insulin resistance that our body just can't function the way it should. Your body can't detox. Your major organs are not functioning at 100%. And then all of a sudden, we're tired all the time. We're dependent on caffeine and sugar all day long to just stay awake and alive, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I can't make it through the day without 8 more drinks. We get on this carb and sugar addiction roller coaster. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you. And we get on this each and every single day. And then guess what? Over time, obesity occurs, chronic disease occurs, inflammation, depression, anxiety, right? PCOS. You guys, the list goes on. Autoimmune flares. All of these things happen because our insulin resistance state is through the roof. Our inflammation is through the roof. We now have leaky gut. We're taking antibiotics all the time. Our gut microbiome is a disaster, so we can't break down the macro and micronutrients the way we need to build new cells. Our body is constantly in this breakdown and rebuild state. Our body is cyclic. We're breaking down cells, we're rebuilding cells. That's how the body works. If you're not getting good nutrition in your life, you're not rebuilding the cells like you need to. You're stuck with these junk and diseased and inflamed cells that aren't working, that are bogging you down, that are making you carb and sugar addicted all the time, that are slowing down your everyday. And that's the life we're living, and we just keeps adding over time. And yes, it takes decades. Okay, this doesn't happen overnight. It's not like if you drink a latte and eat a cookie today, right? Your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol is going to go through the roof tomorrow. You're going to be on 6 meds, and everything's all of a sudden you're going to be more bulimic. No, none of that's going to happen overnight. This is a slow process. This is the creepy part about it. This is the sad part about it. This happens to us slowly over time, and we don't notice. We start with a little bit of sweets and a little bit of caffeine, and then pretty soon we're caffeine addicted and sweets addicted and sugar addicted, and our microbiome's a mess. We're on antibiotics all the time because we're sick all the time because our immune system's a disaster in the garbage can. And yes, it's happened over years. It's happened over years of time, and it just keeps creeping up on us and creeping up on us, and pretty soon you're in the doctor's office for an infection. They take a blood test, and you're like, your vitamin D level is 0. Your blood sugar is through the roof. Your triglycerides are insane. Your LDL is crazy. Your HDL is nothing. Your good cholesterol doesn't even exist. You must get no exercise, eat no good food, all of those stuff. Your belly got bigger. Yes, that can happen. Those are hormone issues. Progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, cortisol, insulin. Those are all hormones. Those are all hormones. And as we age and our hormone balance is more difficult for our bodies, it's even more when we're adding all these different foods and we're adding all the chemicals to our skin and we're out living in that smoggy environment, and we're smoking and we're drinking alcohol, and we're doing all the things that is hard for our body to come back from. And then on top of that, we're inflaming our body with junk food all day long. You guys, you can make the change. You can do something different. You really, truly can. First of the year is coming. If you are ready to make a change, to get something in your life that you can completely change how you eat, when you eat, control the cravings, fix the gut microbiome, get rid of the leaky gut, take down the inflammation. Each and every time you eat, you cause inflammation in the body. So if you can cut down to not eating constantly 3 meals a day, plus snacks, plus the after dinner treat, if you can cut that back, you will cut down the inflammation. You can heal leaky gut. You can make new stem cells in your gut by just skipping 1 meal a day. Is it worth it? Yes. Do you feel amazing? Yes. Is your energy up? Yes. Is inflammation down? Yes. Is pain resolved? Yes. Is cholesterol coming down? Yes. Is blood pressure resolving? Yes. Is your waistline getting smaller? Yes. It's so much easier than you think. Now, depending on how long you've been insulin resistant, or how long you've been diabetic, or how long you've been carb addicted, how long you've been feeding yourself junk food just continuously, how long you've been taking antibiotics 2-3 times a year and all those things, yeah, it's going to take a little longer for you. If your gut microbiome is more destroyed, it's going to take a little bit longer to fix it. If you've been insulin resistant, if you've been sugar addicted for a long time, we're talking decades, you're going to have to give it a few months to turn around. If you expect tomorrow, like, I'm going to give you my hippie tea, and then tomorrow, all of a sudden, all of your issues are going to resolve, that's not how it works. Your body has to heal from the inside out. It innately does it when you give it the good stuff. The antioxidants, the fiber, the prebiotics, the probiotics, and all the good stuff. So what we do here, my team, my people who are on here, who are doing this with us, right? No, it's not easy, RJ, exactly. It is a slow process to resolve inflamed autoimmune. It is. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself the time. Don't give up on yourself. Feed yourself the good stuff. Absolutely. We do your yerba mate tea first thing in the morning, and we do it at noon, increasing the GOP, using this for fuel. It allows you to open up this as a fuel storage and use it as an energy source. So when you can start trimming your waistline, detoxing, getting rid of fatty liver, literally getting the fat out of your liver, because that's what you need to do to get healthy, right? When you stop feeding yourself 3 meals a day plus 3 snacks a day, and you can take down inflammation exponentially. So how do you do that? You drink a tea, an herbal tea. Literally, that is what I do. This was me before at 145, full of inflammation, cortisol face, all the issues, guys. This is me now at 122. The difference is 3 weeks out of the month now, I don't eat breakfast. I drink tea instead of breakfast. That's all I did. The week before my period, I eat more food. Does that sound too easy? It is. And I gave myself a couple months of doing that. It completely changed my hormones, completely changed my progesterone, my estrogen. I went from having a very heavy, very painful period every 2 weeks to having a normal period once a month. I went from not sleeping through the night and being anxious and carb and sugar and caffeine addicted all the time to being chillaxed and sleeping at night. It just took me a couple months, 4 to be exact, right? Between month 4 and 5, I became a completely new person. Completely new person. If you think you're not worth it to put in the time and the effort to make those changes to become a whole new you, you are absolutely and positively worth it. It is so worth it when your life starts changing. Literally push back the first meal of the day, 3 weeks out of the month. 1 week out of the month, I eat more carbohydrates. Now, when I'm talking about carbs, I'm talking about cruciferous vegetables, fruit. Not pasta, not donuts, not garbage. That stuff is gone. I don't eat that all the time. Now, will I have some pasta sometimes? Yeah, literally maybe once a week. I'll drink the beautiful fiber before. We have this beautiful biocomplex of fiber. It binds to the sugar and the carbs in your meal so it doesn't spike your sugar. Sweet potatoes and rice, that's carbs and sugar. Carbs and sugar. Rice is the staple food for so many countries, here in the US as well. I used to make rice with all our meals all the time. Why? Because he ate such huge meals I couldn't fill him up. It was costing so much money to go to the grocery store. So I would buy rice as a filler to put with the meat and the vegetables so he wouldn't eat as much. Well, what kept happening to his waistline? Carbs and sugar. I was just feeding him carbs and sugar. Now, the rice, the sweet potatoes, all that stuff, I don't eat that all the time. I will have that 1 week out of the month. Rice, I barely ever have that. It's a filler food. It's filler. It's just like bread. It's just like pasta. It's a filler food. It's a cheap, inexpensive flour and water garbage food that we put in our diet to try to fill ourselves up so that we don't have to buy meat and vegetables. So that we don't have to go to the grocery store 3 times a week to get fresh vegetables, right? And fruits. So that we don't have to buy expensive meats. I get it. But guess what starts happening? When you stop snacking, the number one thing Americans spend money on is the lattes and the snacks and the energy drinks and the constant overindulging in drive-through. Guess what happens when you cut that all out of your life? You can afford the beautiful meat and the protein. You can afford the fruits and the vegetables, even the organic stuff. Absolutely, you guys, absolutely. Shift your mindset. Tell yourself, I'm not buying the chips anymore. I'm not buying the cookies anymore. I'm not buying the junk anymore. I'm not getting the Dunkin' anymore. I'm not doing the Starbucks anymore. When I go through the drive-thru, me personally, if I decide I'm going to have a burger, which I do from time to time because I love the Culver's butter burger, right? The mushroom and Swiss. That's my fave. I would get the burger. I would get cheese curds, and I would get a big old soda. I don't buy soda. I don't drink it. I don't put it in my body anymore. I haven't for almost a year now. None. Cut it completely. Why? It's expensive toilet water is what it is. It's garbage, you guys. It's garbage that you're putting in your body that slows down your body, that slows down your detoxing process, everything. It's horrible for you. You don't believe me? Google it. Look up the horrible things that soda, even diet soda, does to your body. It is terrible. Cut it out of your life. Drink water. Drink water. It's free almost everywhere you go. Drink water. So now instead of the burger, the cheese curds, and the soda, I get the burger. I ask for a glass of water. I get the burger. I drink my beautiful fiber before the burger. It has phytosterols in it. It coats my gut. I don't absorb the cholesterol from the burger. And my sugar spike is 50% less insulin released. And instead of my insulin being high for 8 to 10 hours and completely shutting down my body to using this energy source right here, my FAT as a fuel source, instead of doing that, my sugar and insulin is only spiked 2 to 3 hours. So guess what? 3 hours later, I'm back into energy burning mode. I'm back into using this for fuel. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, yes, and more yes. It's honestly how easy it is. I drink yerba mate tea twice a day. I drink some balanced fiber. I start paying attention. My cravings started changing. I start paying attention to what I'm putting in my grocery cart. I stop bringing the junk home. Stop putting it in your life. You know what? Here's the truth. The government's never going to step up and say, we're just going to cut everything out. Everything that's bad for you, that we know causes CANCER, that we know causes disease, that we know causes inflammation, that we know causes all these problems for you. They're not going to take it off the market. There's no way. The food companies make tons of money off of you by making you addicted to their junk. Then guess what? The food company and pharmaceutical companies, they're buddies. They sit at the same table. They have dinner and drinks and cocktails on the weekends together. You guys know they do. Because once you eat all the junk, you need all the pharmaceuticals. They are besties. I've been a pharmacist for over 20 years. Let me tell you, the people who come into my pharmacy are on 18, 20 plus pills and injections and all of that. Right? They also come in and they set a 20-ounce Mountain Dew right there, and some of the cookies and the snackies and the candies and all the junk from the front of the pharmacy, they set it right up there on the counter while they're getting their 18 prescriptions. They're the same people. The same people who are on the 18 prescriptions are the same people buying all the junk and the candy and the pop and the garbage. Yes. You guys, it's so true. It is true. I was a Walmart pharmacy manager for 10 years. With big old buggy, everybody pulls up with their grocery cart so I can see exactly when they're buying, when they're picking up their prescriptions. So you've been offered sweets several times in the last week and it was so hard, but you turned it down. Good job, Trisha. And once you break that cycle and your gut microbiome changes, months from now, if you go to eat a cookie or some of the junk, it will taste like bleh. Yes, that's a scientific term. Trisha, I guarantee it. No need to even try. You take one bite of it months from now, and you'll be like, that's disgusting. Why did I love that? Yeah, because it's not good for us. There's no nutrition in our body doesn't crave it. We've artificially changed our gut microbiome and changed our taste buds eating junk for years. And now our body craves it because we've changed our gut microbiome. Change it back. Change it back. Yes, yes, Trisha, it will happen. Trust me, it happened to us. We ended up going on vacation, going to Voodoo Donuts, eating Voodoo Donut because it was this big fancy place that we've always heard about and we wanted to try it. And we were so sick, I haven't eaten a donut since, and that was over the summer, months ago. Can't touch it. Look at a donut, and I'm like, bleh, like I can't even. Disgusting. You start getting health and wellness in your life, and your life really, truly changes. It really, truly does, you guys. It's incredible. It's worked amazing for me. All right. Trisha, I'm so glad that you had that sense of I don't need it. That's what we need, guys, because we got to stop just throwing our money away to the food companies and the pharmaceutical companies that are just keeping you sick, keeping you insulin resistant, keeping you inflamed all the time. Make the change. Start standing up for yourself. Start making some good choices for yourself. Like I said, New Year's coming really quick. What's your resolution? What are you going to change? I drink the beautiful yerba mate tea, the Unimate yerba mate tea and fiber balance system. There's actually a link with the discounts in my bio. You can message me anytime, right? Get the information. I'll give you my discounts. I'll show you the results of my entire team. I got photos of tons of different people who have just done absolutely amazing. Put type 2 diabetes in remission, reversed autoimmune flares, completely changed your health and wellness post-heart attack, post-stroke, post-heart transplant, post-bone marrow transplant. We've had all of these people. They're on our team. They're doing amazing. I say team, but it's basically our family. It's our TikTok family, our Unicity family, our health and wellness family, because that's who we are to each other. We're all working together. We're a community, and we're helping motivate and inspire each other each and every day. You're having so much success with the program, you didn't want to ruin it. Exactly. And here's the thing, guys. When it comes to setting yourself up with a goal, writing it down, telling someone in your community to hold you accountable, guess what happens? When you start going places, you're like, I don't want to eat that junk food today because I don't want to let down my team. I don't want to let down my family. I don't want to come back on the live tomorrow and tell Jen that I ate a bunch of junk yesterday. It's just a little extra accountability to get you over that hump until that sugar and carb addiction is gone. It really, really works. Having a partner, having a community, having a group of people that help you absolutely helps you. Yes, so Jenny, you're down 53 pounds in 5 months and been on the system. Yes. Best birthday gift I ever gave yourself. Yes. Yes. First of the year is coming, guys. What changes are you going to make? Are you just going to start drinking a bunch more water? Are you cutting out the pop? You going to get rid of the Oreos and the Doritos? Deleting the Starbucks app? What are you going to do, guys? What are we going to do? I want to know. What are the changes that you're going to start making for yourself? Start putting it out there. Take your goals and make them reality by writing them down. Type it right here in the chat today. Write it down. Type it out. Put it out there in print. People who write down their goals, I researched this yesterday. I believe it said 42% more likely to achieve them if they write them down. Type them in the chat today. Put it on a Post-it today, throw it on your fridge today, make it the screensaver on your phone today, whatever you need to do to put it in print, put it somewhere that your eyes see it. This is what I'm going to do different. We're talking about this a little bit first of the year, guys. So if you're into this goal setting stuff, stay tuned. All right. Follow me, join me. This is what we're going to be chatting about in January.